Coming up on Confidential, Rico the stylist, in-ring superstar, real-life hero.
He just stopped breathing. And I was like, no, you are not gonna die here in my arms right now.
And the music behind the Heartbreak Kid.
Boom, the music would be going. It was like being a rock star.
Hi everyone, I'm Gene Okerlund, and this is WWE Confidential. First up tonight, Rico. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's wondered what's the deal with this guy. We were introduced to Rico as the self-centered stylist for the flamboyant tag team of Billy and Chuck. You'll also recall he masterminded the sordid gay wedding angle that turned out to be a publicity stunt. Now Rico is managing the ruthless tag team called 3-Minute Warning that has left a path of destruction in its wake. Overall, the impact Rico has made in the WWE thus far has been somewhat unsavory. 1 minute he's helping you with your hair, he does nice work, and the next minute he's stabbing you in the back. Tonight, in a very surprising confidential cover story, Rico's true colors are finally outed. Would you believe Rico was once a man in blue on the Las Vegas police force?
Jamie Healy. Wow.
The accident, what happened? Do you remember me talking to you?
No. I remember, last thing I remember was seeing red taillights through the rain.
That was it, right? And that was that car you hit,
Yeah.
right?
April 11th, 1987. I had to go to work, and it was raining a little bit outside, a light rain. And I was driving down Rancho, and for some reason I saw a motorcycle go by, and I looked at my side view mirror, and all of a sudden I saw the bike tip, and I saw this person smack head first, face first, into the back end of a parked car.
Happened right over there. Happened right over there. We were, I was driving this way on Rancho, coming from a laundromat, and you were coming on a motorcycle this way.
So I flipped the car around and got to the scene, and there was this person, just face mashed, blood. Him laying there in like a rag doll. People started to gather.
I remember, blood just going everywhere. I mean, wiping your mouth, trying to give you mouth to mouth, trying to stay with me. I had you cradled in my arms. You didn't look good. That you were trying to breathe, and the blood was just like gurgling, like a little volcano, because I had to turn your head so the blood would go out, so you wouldn't aspirate it back in. Paramedics came. Then I remember a Mercy ambulance came. They were working on you, and then you weren't responding to any of it, and I just saw you fading.
From what I was told, if you wouldn't have been there,
Well,
I wouldn't have been here now.
He just stopped breathing. And I was like, no, you are not gonna die here in my arms right now. And I tried to give him mouth to mouth, and it wasn't working. And then something said to my head, tell him to breathe.
and I reached down, I grabbed you, and with all the blood and everything, I yelled in your ear. I said, breathe, mother. And all of a sudden you went, and then from that, you kept breathing, and all of a sudden your demeanor changed right there. And the paramedics were there, the ambulance, I said, okay, let's go. They were trying to IV you and stabilize you. And I said, just load and go.
Went to the hospital, and I went with him to the ER, made sure the doctors in the ER had a hold of him. They put him on the table, and they started working on him. And I had to go to work. So I left, went to my house, which was just a block away, showered, got all the blood off me, changed my uniform, went back to the hospital. And when I was there, he'd already gone up to surgery, and that's when I met Tracy.
We got a call from his coworker and said that he had been involved in a very bad accident and it looked grave, and that we should get to the hospital. We rushed to the hospital, and that's, where we met Rico. He talked to us a little bit, and then he went home because he had to go to work.
Came back to the hospital. It was University Medical Center. Found that he came out of surgery fine, but he was in intensive care and he was in a coma.
Rico came to the hospital every day, and he never stopped coming until Jamie came out of that coma.
This kid touched me, and he kind of got in, and I wanted to know how he was going to turn out. So I came back every day, and I got to build a rapport with the family and his girlfriend at the time.
And I do believe he's seen him right when he came out of the coma. Jamie did not remember it. He was very out of it. So later on, Rico came to his mother's house where Jamie was staying to recuperate.
He came to my house about 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital. And I answered the door. I didn't even know who it was or what he'd done. And my mom come running up and Tracy come running up and they're like, "Oh, Rico, Rico." I'm like, "Who's this guy?"
It was just very exciting. We opened the door and it was Rico, and there was a lot of emotions flying. Jamie still wasn't his normal self yet, but he was very gracious and thankful.
Shook his hand, gave him a hug, said thank you very much. I mean, if it wasn't for you, wouldn't be here.
And he kept that helmet as a memento of that day, of what had happened, and his life was saved.
If it wasn't for him, if I wasn't here now, I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. I mean, I owe him my life. And I'd do anything for him if he asked me to.
I've had a person die in my arms before, and it's not a good feeling. It's something you live with. But in this case, there's a happy ending. And that was 16 years ago, 15, 16 years ago. And I haven't seen him since.
16 years later, and I'm still here.
Very good.
Thanks to you. I appreciate it more than you can ever know.
I just did what I could where I was.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Give me a hug.
Hey.
And I just am very, very grateful to Rico. And when I seen his name on WWE, I was like, surely that's not the same Rico.
So how have you been?
Living life, just do the best I can every day.
That's good. And I'm glad I was there for him, for somebody, so it makes you kind of feel good that you had something to do with somebody. I don't take full credit, but I helped. I was there. I gave what I had.
Yeah, I see you as a WWE superstar, but I see you as Rico. And just Rico, he saved my boyfriend, my friend's life, and
That's all I am, is just Rico.
And you're just awesome.
When we return, Crash revisits the glory days of the 24/7 rule.
Everybody, even the camera guy following me down the shoot. It was so original. I don't know who came up with the idea to go to Funhouse, but it was the perfect setup.
Welcome back to Confidential. Recently on Raw, Tommy Dreamer defended the WWE Hardcore title for the last time against RVD. That match closed the book on a very colorful chapter in this company's history. With little or no rules, hardcore matches were completely out of control, but never more so than when Crash Holly defended the hardcore title under the foreboding but always entertaining 24/7 rule.
Crash Holly has won the hardcore title.
I'm the greatest hardcore champion, and to prove it, I'm gonna put this title on the line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
If you were gonna have a hardcore champion, it was gonna be somebody that was the hardcore champion 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, then the title should be at stake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You know what that means also? Anywhere. In the shopping malls, in the library, in the airport parking lot, the strip club. If they could beat me, Lillian, they can get the title, but they won't because I'm the greatest.
We started talking about the different things that wrestlers do in their everyday lives. And what if a challenger came along and attacked them where they're sleeping at night?
Being a part of something that has never been done before, it was so much fun. You're so uncertain of how it's going to turn out and come across, but yeah, it was great.
The first one that we did was where Crash was attacked in his hotel room, and I believe that was by the Mean Street Posse.
Room service.
It was a great scene picturing Crash in his jammies, if you will, and the Mean Street Posse coming in and jumping in.
Mean Street Posse was going to sneak up on me while I was sleeping and bust open the door.
Look at the posse. They can't decide which one wants to get the pin and wants to become the hardcore champion.
Can you imagine getting woke out of a dead sleep? Crash escaped, ladies and gentlemen, with his hardcore title.
It was just, again, looking at everyday instances where we could put Crash in a situation and have him attacked.
The only title to be defended 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is being defended at the circus.
We don't stop. Come on, yeah. All right.
Wait a minute. The hardcore title's on the line. It's on the line 24/7. This is the first time a referee has ever attempted to win gold. Crash is leaving. Crash Holly's taking off with the hardcore title.
Every scene gave us different things to play with.
Crash Holly. Cool guy, blonde hair, hardcore.
Looks like Elroy Jets.
What?
Back there. When Crash was attacked in the laundromat, the first thing that came into mind was how were we going to get Crash in the washing machine?
Wait a minute. Rodney spotted Crash Holly. Crash Holly was doing his laundry and the posse attacking the hardcore champion.
We didn't actually do that.
When we were in the laundromat, we're breaking a lot of stuff and we're putting, I think, a couple holes got in the wall, so we're kind of trying to sneak out of the laundromat. Oh man, we did some damage.
Every hardcore match that we shot on location, they were a blast to do. Because again, it was something where you would get there and you would look around and you'd sit there and go, what if we did this? And every time you would try and top the last one that you did.
This was actually in the baggage claim area at the airport.
We had the cooperation of an airport in the area that was more than happy to cooperate with us. And it just took a lot of coordination because we had a lot of very angry passengers shooting at 4:30 in the afternoon in a major metropolis and people wanting to get their bags. And we had 4 different baggage carousels shut down so that we could shoot this one scene. One thing that I did want Crash to do one time was be able to run back up the ramp and not kill himself.
I think it might have been Bruce Pritchard's idea. And interestingly enough, as I was running down the baggage thing, I'm very tall, as you know, so I almost hit my head on it was only about like that big ground, so I almost hit my head and it was pretty sharp.
Wait, he went down what the heck?
So when I ducked down to put my hand up, I cut my hand a little bit. So nobody knows that. So if I wouldn't have ducked down, I probably would have got knocked out.
The fight at Funtime was probably my favorite of all because it went all over the place.
Yeah, I think I saw either in a laser tag or maybe in the arcade.
We started way up top and then we fought around the games and everything down there, and then there was this long slide that Crash just went down.
Hey, look at this! It's like a little Pac-Man going through it.
The hardest part of that whole thing was figuring out how we were going to get the camera from upstairs to downstairs, and then all of a sudden the cameraman went down the slide as the guys went down the slide, so that really helped.
It was so original. I don't know who came up with the idea to go to Funhouse, but it was the perfect setup. There was a couple different levels, and yeah, it was just incredible.
Crash really brought a willingness to do just about anything.
I'll do anything to be part of this company, and I loved that it was just the right time, right place, and I guess I was the right person.
The fact that he was so agile and could do pretty much anything you asked him to do really helped in a lot of situations.
The Houdini of hardcore somehow, some way, prevails again.
I had an absolute blast. It's obviously the highlight of my career.
The Houdini of hardcore escapes again. He better run. He better keep running. It's 24/7.
They should have actually went to a strip club, but they never did. That was my idea. I don't know why they didn't listen. Would have been good.
Still to come, the WWE's Tough Enough champs prepare for a new reality TV challenge.
Ever had a one-night stand?
But up next, Shawn Michaels comes clean on his charismatic cavorting.
What you have seen, depending on how long the walk is, that is the extent of my ability. Not only can I not dance, I can't sing.
As my very dear, close personal, longtime friend Steven Tyler of Aerosmith once told me, Mean Gene, let the music do the talking. The introduction of entrance music to sports entertainment has helped redefine this industry and at the same time helped shape some of the most popular personas in history. Imagine Stone Cold without the glass break or Triple H without the time to play the game. Just wouldn't be the same. Next Tuesday, the WWE will release the Anthology Triple CD set. And I gotta say, it's an absolutely magnificent collection of more than 80 songs. Everyone from Hulk Hogan to Brock Lesnar and the sexy boy himself, Shawn Michaels.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the move.
I loved going through that curtain. I loved hearing that music. Anything that was on my mind was gone. I loved what I did when I was out there.
I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
Depending on how long the walk is, that is the extent of my ability in the dance field. Not only can I not dance, I can't sing. What I sang and what comes out on that tape. What came out on the tape doesn't sound that great, but it sounds acceptable. That's done with all their tricks. What I heard in the studio was just brutal.
I'm not your boy toy. It's your heart out, girl.
There's nobody here now that has been here from start to finish as long as I have. That's why that song is so near and dear to me now, because it brings back a lot of fun, wonderful memories, and you hear it and it instantly puts me in a good mood.
I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
I will take this gig as long as they will allow me to have it, because it's that good.
I'm not your boy toy.
WWE Anthology goes on sale this Tuesday, and it's a definite must-have. I've got a riddle for you. What do you get when you take a reality dating show and mix it with a reality wrestling show? Answer, you get WWE Week on the hit syndicated show Blind Date. And for those of you who haven't seen it, Blind Date is kind of like Tough Enough of the dating world, but with funny subtitles. This coming week, Tough Enough alumni Maven, Nydia, Linda Miles, Jackie Gata, and Christopher Nowinski will each be featured. Our confidential cameras were able to get a sneak peek. Check it out.
How important is sex to me? Very important.
Blind Date is having a special WWE Tough Enough week, and I get to be a part of it.
Have you ever had a one-night stand?
This is actually my first blind date. I've never had one before. Generally, I like tall, dark, handsome, and end up with small, scrawny dorks.
Our intention is for it to succeed. You know, we like to see it succeed, but there's no prediction on whether it will or not. I mean, there's too many intangibles.
I'm just gonna go out and be myself, be hopefully a gentleman, and just try to have a good time.
I can't wait to see the guy. I can't wait to see what they got planned for us.
Sure, they're tough in the ring, but let's see how tough they are out there on those mean streets of romance. We'll see what they're made of.
This should be interesting.
I'm going in with it's going to be fun frame of mind, so hopefully it'll be that way.
Up next, we know Bubba can get the tables, but can he get under par?
Look at that one. That's the ugly one. Look at the head on it. Looks like a Booker T duck.
And now the WWE Rewind is brought to you by Snickers. Don't let hunger happen to you.
That's the 8th ball I've done that to today.
I
I just got overly excited, and all I could think of was jump in the water.
When you think of Bradshaw, you think of a tough-talking Texan who loves to drink beer, have fun, and kick ass, sometimes all at once. Not exactly the kind of guy you'd expect to find playing golf at a country club. But that's exactly where we found him for the second annual Bradshaw Charity Golf Classic, benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Unfortunately, Bradshaw was unable to compete due to his bicep injury. But his fellow WWE superstars were more than happy to fill in.
Make-A-Wish is the biggest charity for WWE. Kids shouldn't be sick. They shouldn't be. Be able to give kids a wish, that's why I want to sponsor this.
A lot of WWE superstars are here to help out for an absolutely great charity and a great cause, which is the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I really feel like Bubba's going to finish last in this tournament.
I just want to practice my golf swing right away to show Bradshaw that I'm really not that bad of a golfer.
All we ask is when people come out here, you have a good time.
Check out the form. Oh! Sorry. Bradshaw.
I hate you. I hate you.
This will be with me all day.
Yeah.
This is my keepsake. I really have no strategy. I'm not really good, so. Did you see the backspin on that thing? Wow! That's bad. Now I'm getting aggravated.
Think you can do that, Bubba?
I think I can. Sounds like a Saturday night in the backseat of my Chevy.
It's in the hole.
Oh! Damn!
Good job, though. Oh, good job.
I just hit the ball real long. The game's getting a little better. Must be the beer. Very quiet. Ain't nobody want to hurt. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up with that head? Looks like a Booker T duck. That's the five-time swimming champion. Don't ever do that again. Scared the crap out of me.
What's up, Bubba?
What's the good word?
Why you got out of cameras?
I don't know, but they've been following me all day.
Oh, so I should pull my pants down?
Yeah, look at that.
Pull my pants up on that one.
Grandma Ann, you want a T-shirt? And all you have to do is trade T-shirts.
Trade T-shirts! I'll mail it to you.
It's not really about competition, you know. It's out here for a good cause. As far as golfing is concerned, I'll stick to wrestling. And cut.
Up next, it's a photo shoot feast for JR's new cookbook, served with delectable divas on the side.
It's supposed to be a hands-on photo shoot, but thus far, no one has let me lay my hands on anything with the tongs.
Welcome back to Confidential. This portion of the program is brought to you by Xbox. This holiday season, there is no power greater than X. Check it out at xbox.com. By Truth. We've got knowledge. Pass it on. Infect truth. And by JVC's Tower of Power, with 460 watts of mind-numbing sound, dual 8-inch subs, and MP3 playback. The Tower of Power by JVC.
What were the highlights and lowlights of police force and police work? Well, it's never the same. Every day is something different. Kind of like wrestling. Every day is something different. I remember when I got sworn in, holding my hand up and holding the badge and swearing, and that was a highlight, getting picked. And then going through the 16-week field training program, and then passing that and sending me up to the Carson City to go through police academy. I graduated #1 in police academy, which was a highlight. Came back down and started police work. There's some funny stories and there's some sad stories. One story comes to mind right off the bat. we responded to a trailer, a mobile home fire. And we get there, and it's kind of like a mobile home burning next to a house. And questioning the people there, come to find out that the lady who lived in the mobile home was kind of mentally challenged. And the family lived right next door. So they had her living in that mobile home. And what had happened is, I guess she thought there was demons in her couch. So she wanted to get the demons out of her couch, and she lit it on fire. Well, the mobile home kind of just, once it starts, it goes real quick. So an arson investigator showed up there, and to judge, is this arson and stuff like that. Well, it didn't really qualify as arson because she burnt her own home. It was in the middle of the desert, didn't harm anything else, nothing else was in danger. But this woman took offense to the investigator being there, and she picked up a rock and threw it at him and hit him with the rock, and then ran into the family's house. Well, he was talking to us, and we were deciding what could we do? And you know, she's mentally challenged, and it's been documented. We were talking to one of the family members, and as we're talking, the lady came out of the house with a wooden doily, the kind you hang your clothes on in the closet. She came out with that, and she had like a terry cloth dress on, and she was holding that up, going, she was going to hit us, going to hit anybody. I was like, oh my gosh! And by then, a crowd had formed. The news was there, and I'm like, uh-oh. So the arson investigator skedaddled. That's the way he was. And me and my partner were there, and she was coming after us with this stick, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Can't draw a gun, can't draw a nightstick, you know, and can't use mace. I didn't have any mace. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, and we're backing up. As I back up, I trip off the fire hose. Doink! And I looked down, and I said, looked at my partner, I said, I got an idea. So I picked up the fire hose, and it's like a gun. You know, it has a nozzle on top, and I picked it up, and I said, take another step, and I'm gonna blast you. And she stopped and looked at me, my partner looked at me, and I grabbed the top of the nozzle. I said, I mean it. She looked, she had a look in her eye like, you're not going to, and then she looked that mean look, and she started to walk forward again. Oh, that was it. I opened up on her, poof, and I hit her with this 2-inch hose, and she got all that, and boom, down she went. That terry cloth dress kind of went, it stuck to her like a sponge. And I hit her with a lot of water. And she was screaming and screaming. I can't say what she was screaming here, but she was on the ground screaming. And then I turned off the hose, and I held it under my arm, and I was like, aha. And then she got up. I think she was a little madder than the first time. She got up all wet, muddy, and grabbed the stick again. And she was gonna hit me with it again. I said, don't do it, I'm warning you. And she walked forward, and I hit her again. Well, at that time, the family had ran in the house, and I doused her again. She was on the ground screaming, shut the hose off. Here comes the family, a whole bunch of them. They have rope. They tied the lady up, picked her up, and hoisted her in the house. So it was kind of like real funny because I got the job done. Nobody got hurt, nobody went to jail, and the situation was squashed. So that was kind of a funny part of my career. I remember that. It was kind of hilarious. Instead of using violence, I used a water hose.
How many times have you heard the expression, if you smell what the sooner and the black resistol is cooking? Okay, so we took a little creative liberty there. Seriously though, good old JR is quite the culinary expert. As a matter of fact, his barbecue sauce, some of the best I've ever tasted. And you know, JR is coming out with his own barbecue cookbook, and he's added just the right spices to some magnificent dishes.
We're here today at JR's, good old JR's. We're shooting photos for his new cookbook.
It's the Bra and Panties cookbook photo shoot.
I came here to JR's house along with Terry and Trish and Stacy.
You know, we're just standing around, divas standing around JR barbecuing. We do that a lot.
We are dressed in our best versions of country barbecue cooking.
And I wore my country barbecue outfit, as you can see. We started out very structured, and we took a lunch break and got a sugar highs and went out there and actually started getting real goofy.
I'm not wearing anything under my apron.
It's always fun to cut loose in a photo shoot. You get better pictures anyways.
Supposed to be a hands-on photo shoot, but thus far, no one has let me lay my hands on anything but the tongs.
It's very rare that he will crack a joke and then laugh.
We were going along just fine, and then JR, he seemed to getting a little stressed out. He just wasn't feeling it at first.
Can you lean your elbow more like that?
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
JR, could you take a tiny, tiny step that way?
I can't do it.
You could tell it was not his cup of tea.
Hell, I'm not the most photogenic son of a gun there ever was.
JR, but at least you're not out there in a thong.
JR is, I think he has a pose that works for him, and he's just sticking with it, which is good. Stick with what works, you know?
Come on, JR, give me something there.
So funny to hear him moan and complain about, what, I have to kick my hip out? Do I have to stand this way?
Yeah, I want you to reach.
He's so funny to watch. And his antics are great.
Here we go. 3.
That ain't right. That ain't right there. That ain't right at all. Pretty much tell by the way I look. I like to eat, and I'm proud of it. I like cooking. I find it to be therapeutic. Takes my mind off other issues. The last cookbook was largely recipes contributed by our WWE superstars.
From what I hear, he's got recipes tucked away and that he's pulling out of the woodwork.
This cookbook is going to be a book that is essentially a collection of recipes from my mother, my grandmother, and of course my wife, who's the real genius in the kitchen in our family.
I'm sure you could use his barbecue sauce in a few of those recipes. What's that, JR? At your local?
Well, doggone it. It's that JR Slobberknocker barbecue sauce.
Gee, I bet you that is terrific sauce. This cookbook's a real unique thing because it's going to have a lot of, interesting little stories.
I want to talk about personal experiences with Owen Hart. I'm going to talk about the Junkyard Dog and Andre the Giant.
I think maybe it'll be like an extended version of the Ross Report that we might see, just all kinds of tidbits. I know I'll be reading that first before I go and try any of the recipes out.
I just hope people look forward to it, and I'm really enjoying writing the stories.
Great recipes, great stories, the essence of good old JR, and last but not least, icing on the cake, the divas. You put all those things together, I think that's a pretty nice little meal, don't you?
Welcome back to Confidential. Xbox presents WWE Survivor Series live next Sunday on pay-per-view from the sold-out Madison Square Garden in New York City. This holiday season, there is no power greater than X. Check it out at Xbox.com. And the official theme song for Survivor Series is Always by Saliva, off their forthcoming album, Back Into Your System, in stores this Tuesday, November 12th.
At Survivor Series, you will bear witness to the Elimination Chamber.
The hell is that?
An ingenious creation. The Elimination from the mind of Eric Bischoff. 6 Raw Superstars. The Elimination for the World Heavyweight title. At Survivor Series, the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber.
These men may never be the same.
Construction for the Elimination Chamber is in full swing at a secret location somewhere near Colorado Springs, Colorado. Our first glimpse of the actual structure will come this Tuesday night on the UPN special WWE Super Tuesday. And next week, right here on Confidential, we'll take a look back at some of the most memorable moments in Survivor Series history. And we'll spend 48 hours on the road with Bubba Ray Dudley as he prepares for the Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden. Well, that's all for this week. Gene Okerlund reminding you, if you see and hear it here, it's confidential.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Chris Jericho, your new hero, your party host, and most importantly, the most charismatic showman to to ever enter your living rooms via a television screen. I'll never see any side of heaven. I've walked for miles through a blazing hell. It doesn't matter what you think I'm supposed to be, because I myself know all too well. I'll open your eyes and make you see I'm the king of my world. King of my world. I'll break down the walls around you now. My mind alone is filled with